7 Unusual Laws Found in the Book of Leviticus.
Picture a time when your diet was a pathway to purity. In ancient Israel, it was common to eat cattle, sheep, or fish with fins and scales. On the other hand, consuming unclean animals like horses, pigs, or sharks was prohibited. If anyone unintentionally consumed or touched an unclean animal, they were considered spiritually impure. To regain purity, one had to bathe, wash their clothes thoroughly, and be considered impure until sundown.
Did you know that chickens were not mentioned specifically in the Book of Leviticus, but are still considered clean, since they and the quail are from the same category of clean fowl?
After giving birth, women were considered spiritually impure. Traditionally, if a woman had a boy, she would remain impure for 7 days. If she had a girl, it would be extended to 14 days. This was only part of the purification process. This custom is thought to be connected to the amount of bleeding a woman experiences after birth. The Book of Leviticus does not clarify the reasons behind the differing purification periods based on gender. The failure of a woman to adhere to purification laws after she gave birth not only led to prolonged spiritual impurity but extended social isolation from her community.
When a woman gave birth, midwives would often use a sharp stone or a piece of broken pottery to cut the umbilical cord. Without sterilization, the risk of infection increased for the mother and child.
In ancient Israelite society, individuals suffering from skin diseases faced significant challenges. Those with open sores, severe burns, boils, rashes, or leprosy were typically deemed unclean by a priest. This led to their isolation until their condition improved. This period of separation was lonely and humiliating, as they were distanced from their community and loved ones for extended periods. Additionally, they had to announce their condition by calling out, "unclean," to those who were ritually pure. Once the skin disease disappeared, individuals had to go through an intensive process of cleaning their clothes and body, shaving off all their hair, including eyebrows, and offering the required sacrifices at the temple. After these steps, a priest could declare them suitable to rejoin their community.
Did you know leper colonies existed in the United States until 2005? The last colony was in Carville, Louisiana. It has since been converted into a museum named the National Hansen's Disease Museum.
Sleeping with another's spouse was not just seen as extremely immoral but also as unlawful. The ban on adultery was intended to uphold societal and religious regulations due to the notion that adultery infringed upon individuals, communities, and the covenant with God. Trespassing the bounds of marriage wasn't just frowned upon, it was a capital offense, punishable by death through stoning. This brutal method underscored the gravity of breaking divine and societal bonds.
Did you know a form of stoning according to the Talmudic method involved pushing someone off a 2-story cliff and dropping a large boulder on top of them?
During ancient times in Israel, men were prohibited from cutting the sides of their hair or grooming their beards, customs that were commonly followed by pagan societies. The ancient Israelites believed that following these customs set them apart from other nations and showed their dedication to God. Reconciling themselves with God usually involved making a sin or guilt offering. Typically, this offering involved presenting an unblemished female goat or lamb to the temple priest for sacrifice.
Did you know that in some modern Jewish practices, men opt for electric razors instead of single-blade razors to cut above the hairline, minimizing the possibility of cutting too close to the skin?
Sabbatical and Jubilee years represented laws that were created to instill economic justice and the safety of land in redistribution. In the Jewish tradition, the sabbatical year happens every 7th year, where the land rests, and agricultural activities are prohibited. Debts are also forgiven to provide economic relief for the community. The Jubilee year, which happens every 50th year after 7 cycles of sabbatical years, highlights freedom, restoration, and reliance on God. It includes debt forgiveness, returning land to owners, and freeing servants to prevent wealth concentration. Failure to observe these rules would often result in collective and more pervasive suffering like military defeat, famine, and disease.
Did you know that these ancient regulations are mirrored in modern society through programs found in debt relief or bankruptcy, sustainable agriculture, and social welfare initiatives?
In ancient times, idol worshippers used tattoos to display their dedication to their god. According to Levitical law, imitating pagan customs was forbidden, as it was believed to lead to the acceptance of idolatrous beliefs and practices. As with haircuts, to achieve forgiveness, an ancient Israelite would more than likely have made a sin or guilt offering to make themselves acceptable in the eyes of God again.
Did you know the earliest known tattoo ink, created by the ancient Roman physician Aetius, was found to consist of a blend of pine bark, tarnished brass, vinegar, vitriol, leek juice, and insect eggs?
The Book of Leviticus contains more than 600 laws, making it difficult for individuals to comply with them all. In consideration of man's sinful nature, the Christian Bible emphasizes Jesus Christ as the ultimate sacrificial reconnection of humans with God. If you found this exploration insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. And don't forget to check the description box for additional resources and further reading. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.